I'll definitely say this, I had an undeniably fun time watching Kingsman: The Golden Circle. And the new characters in this movie, the Statesman, added a whole new level of fun into this movie. Especially this character, and in particular, the action scenes. But saying all of that, does this mean it's as good as the first movie? No. So this movie definitely has its problems, and one issue in particular is I feel like this movie tried to cram so much into one movie. Now for the majority of films, I'd say to fix this problem would be to make it longer. But this film is already 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Definitely longer than the first one, as the first one was only 2 hours and 9 minutes. So the best thing I could say for this film is to cut some of the stuff out. And in all honesty, I did find myself sitting there going, okay, they could have taken that out. They could have taken that out. They could have taken that out and put it into the next one. Because we all know they're not going to stop on this one. So since this film crams in so much stuff, this results in certain characters lacking screen time. And one character in particular is Channing Tatum's character. So if you are a Channing Tatum fan and you're going into this basically for that, you're going to be disappointed. So moving on from the crammed movie stuff, and now talking about the action scenes. But first things first, I do have one negative to talk about, but let's get that out of the way so I can talk about the good stuff. So I did notice throughout the action scenes that they did use CGI, and some of it didn't look very good. At times it even looked rubbery. So other than the CGI at times, and the main place where I mostly saw the kind of off CGI was the start scene, I still found these action scenes to just be really entertaining. So they basically used what worked best in the first film. So if you like those fast-paced but comprehensible fight scenes, but this time including some lassos and whips, then you will really like this film's action scenes. There's also an action scene that's fairly similar to the church scene. I wouldn't say it's as good, but it's fairly close. Okay, so moving on to the next thing. Before I talk about this next part, I'd just like to say, if you haven't seen any advertising material for this movie and you don't really want to know much at all going into this, maybe not watch this part. So when I saw in the trailers that the character Harry was back, the first thing I asked was, how? And also just found this to be kind of forced so people would go and see the movie. But to my surprise, some of the best scenes were from this character, and one in particular were these certain moments of trust throughout the film. So even though Kingsman: The Golden Circle does have its problems and isn't as good as the first one, it is still a very fun film and would definitely recommend this to anyone who liked the first one. So I'm going to give this movie a 3.5 out of 5 pieces of licorice. So have you seen Kingsman: The Golden Circle? If you have, love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, consider hitting this button here or the subscribe button down below. And I'll catch you folks in the next one.